It was the summer of 1888. Visitors to the Kolkata harbour noticed crates full of soap bars. What were these soap bars and how are they relevant here? Well, these were Sunlight soap bars, and what was written was more interesting. Made in England by Lever Brothers. With this, actually began an era of marketing branded FMCG. Soon after followed Lifebuoy in 1895 and other famous brands like Pierce, Lux, and Vim. Vanaspati was launched in 1918 and the famous Dalda brand came to the market in 1937. In 1931, Unilever set up its first Indian subsidiary, Hindustan Vanaspati Manufacturing Company, followed by Lever Brothers India Limited, 1933, and United Traders Limited, 1935. These three companies later merged to form HUL in November 1956. And HUL offered 10% of its equity to the Indian public, being the first among the foreign subsidiaries to do so. So, whether it is your local Kirana shop, DMart, or Reliance for that matter, or your last-minute cravings, from Sunlight soap of 1888 to the premium personal care brands in 2024, FMCG industry has been a part of everyone's life. And Group 4 is here to discuss its evolution and existence in the Indian context over the last decade from a strategic point of view. Fast-moving consumer goods market is expected to grow at a CAGR of 27.9% in 2027. In the current Indian context, the revenue of FMCG comes majorly from household and personal care, which is almost half of it. Well, if we see the urban-rural industry breakup, 35% comes from the rural regions of India. And if you look at the advantages of India that are being offered to the FMCG industry, FMCG witnesses significant growth driven by increasing demand and higher investments. Digital advertising has also been substantial, contributing to 42% of the total ad spend. Investments are robust, with key players like Varun Beverages and ITC making substantial capital infusions into manufacturing and acquisitions. And if you see the policy support from the government, particularly through budget allocations for rural development and production-linked incentives, further boosts the sector's prospects. Well, the market is also capitalizing on opportunities in online retail, with the number of online users expected to grow from 622 million in 2020 to 900 million by 2025, significantly driving the e-commerce market. This table here compares the index returns over different time periods, showing both price returns and total returns. The total returns, which include dividends, are consistently higher across all time periods, indicating the added value of reinvested dividends in overall performance, which we'll see in detail further in the presentation. Overall, the industry remains resilient, reflecting a 6% growth in value in Q4 2023, largely due to a 6.4% increase in volume demand.
Next up, I'll be taking you guys forward with the pestle analysis, which is a framework used to analyze and monitor the macro environmental factors that have an impact on an organization or industry. At first, we have the political factors, such as government regulations, trade policies that directly influence FMCG operations. Parle, which is a leading biscuit manufacturer in India, it is affected by the political factors such as the changes in the minimum wage, labor laws, environmental regulations. For example, in the recent increase of minimum wage has led to an increase in the cost of production for Parle, which has ultimately led to an increase in the prices of its products. Economic shifts include exchange rate, inflations, and income level impacts that affect FMCG pricing and demand as well. When GST was implemented in 2017, the unified taxes reduced HUL's tax burden on products like soaps and shampoos. This allowed HUL to lower prices, boosting market penetration, especially in the price-sensitive rural areas. The social factors include consumer behavior shaped by demographics and cultural trends that drive product demand. FMCG companies must align well with the evolving preferences, including diversity and sustainability. Kellogg's, which was initially struggling in India due to the lack of market customization, introduced and positioned itself as a fitness food brand. Adjusting their product and pricing to suit Indian household led to success, with Kellogg's Chocos becoming popular among children. Their diverse product range for all the age groups became a key pillar for their success. Technological forces includes automation, data analytics, and e-commerce are transforming the FMCG operations. One such prominent example is Amul's milk machine that uses technology to automate milk dispensing, ensuring hygiene, real-time quality monitoring, and efficient supply chain management, enhancing both customer experiences and operational efficiency. The legal forces include FMCG companies compiling with the laws on intellectual property, labeling, and advertising to avoid legal risk and maintain a positive brand image. ITC works with certified pest control vendors who meet legal and safety standards. Contract with these vendors include clauses that imposes adherence to legal and safety regulations. Environmental concerns like climate change, resources, scarcity pushes FMCG companies towards sustainable practices. For example, ITC that showcases its commitment to environmental sustainability is its line of ITC Classmates with eco-friendly notebooks. Let us now understand the competitive intensity and attractiveness of FMCG industry in India through Porter's 5 forces.
Porter's 5 forces use a strategic model by Michael Porter to assess the competitive dynamics within an industry, helping companies understand their position and identify potential opportunities and threats. Well, let's have a look at them. Rivalry among existing competitors. The Indian FMCG market is highly competitive, with numerous players and price-driven consumer decisions fueling intense rivalry. Existence of numerous equal competitors lead to slow market growth, and key elements here are price and service of the product, which often determines the consumer choice. This may also help in differentiation from the competitors. Threat of new entrants. Despite low barriers to entry in India, established FMCG firms benefit from economies of scale, strong distribution networks, and brand loyalty, making market entry a challenging task for the newcomers. Bargaining power of suppliers. Suppliers in India have low bargaining power since there are many suppliers and FMCG products largely lack significant differentiation. When it comes to bargaining power of buyers, in India, buyers have high bargaining power due to the abundance of alternatives and strong price sensitivity among consumers. This increase is also due to the increase in population and increasing disposable income of the consumers. So basically, there are so many choices, large elasticity, and thus the bargaining power of buyers is high. But further, it will lead to more new entrants and more alternatives to choose from, thereby leading to many buyers and sellers. Thus, the bargaining power of buyers would become low. The fifth one, the final one, is threat of substitute products in India. The wide array of substitute products limits profitability and heightens competition as consumers often opt for better price performance alternatives.
Look at the critical success factors of FMCG industry. At first, we have effective supply chain management. Streamlining procurement, manufacturing, distribution, and sales gives FMCG companies a competitive edge by reducing cost and offering competitive prices. For example, Procter & Gamble uses demand-driven supply network to align production with real-time consumer demand, reducing cost and waste. Strong brand equity includes building and maintaining brand equity through effective marketing, high-quality products, and continuous innovation, creating customer loyalty, allowing premium pricing. Innovation and product development includes constant innovation in products and packaging, helping FMCG companies to stand out and capture new markets, quickly adapting to customer trends. One such example is Dove's innovative product and campaign like Real Beauty to keep it relevant and appealing to evolving consumer preferences. Next, we have distribution and retail partnership that involves strong partnership with distributors and retailers, which is a key for expanding and increasing sales at the same time, ensuring products are well stocked and prominently displayed in the market. Nestle partners with major retailers like Walmart to ensure widespread product availability and visibility. Last, we have the consumer-centric approach, which involves prioritizing customer needs and feedback, fostering strong customer relationship and brand loyalty, driving success in the FMCG industry. One such example is Amazon adjusting its FMCG offerings and services based on customer feedback, enhancing loyalty and repeat business at the same time.
Until now, we saw a snapshot of the industry and its current stance. But if you are an investor making a decision of where and how much to invest, what will interest you more are the numbers. So let's have a look at them.
So let's analyze the total return analysis for FMCG index over a 10-year period so that it will be easy for Lala to decide whether to invest in FMCG industry or not. The NSE FMCG index has delivered a strong performance over the past decade with substantial gains in terms of price appreciation and in terms of total returns when included reinvested dividends. As we can see that index value has been increased by 234.74%, and when dividends are reinvested, the total return increased significantly to 299.26%. The annualized growth rate based on price change alone is 12.83%. So if Lala invests 100p today, then after 1 year, he will get 112.83 rupees. And if we see pie chart, that indicates that 55% of the FMCG sector revenue come from the urban area and rest 45% of the FMCG sector revenue comes from the rural area. And the supporting data related to segment-wise breakup further reinforces the robustness and balanced nature of the FMCG sector in India, driven by both rural and urban growth. So now let's analyze the total return analysis of FMCG industry of US. And the chart covers the period from 31st December 2013 to 29 December 2023. The index shows a cumulative price range of 130.91% over a 10-year period, and dividend has been a significant contributor to the total return. And the annualized total return for a year is 8.79% only. So the Dow Jones US Consumer Goods Total Return Index has performed well over the past decade, offering investors an annualized returns of approx 8.73% with the benefits of dividend reinvestment. Despite some volatility, the overall trend has been positive with substantial growth in total returns.
As we can see, HUL is the largest player in the Indian FMCG sector with the highest market capital of $6 trillion. Despite a modest profit of 16.86, its ROE of 20.25 indicates efficient use of shareholder funds. The high price-earning ratio suggests that investors are confident about HUL future growth, though it may also indicate overvaluation of the company. Coming to ITC, it stands out its strong profit margin of 29.09% and operating profit margin of 34.75%, which is significantly higher than HUL. Its lower PE ratio compared to HUL indicates that ITC could be undervalued relative to its earnings. It focuses on diversified businesses, including hotels and agriculture, which helps in maintaining a strong financial position. Nestlé's exceptionally high ROE of 108.52% indicates an outstanding ability to generate profits from shareholders' equity. Despite a relatively lower market capital, Nestlé's profitability measures an investor's confidence, which is highly indicated by the PE ratio, and that is very strong. The high PE ratio also shows that market has high expectations for Nestlé's future growth, particularly in the food segment. Now coming to Varun Beverages, which is a leading player in the beverage sector, has a strong ROE of 34.15%, showcasing efficient use of equity. The relatively lower profit margin of 13.16% may indicate challenges in cost management, but somehow its high PE ratio suggests that the market believes in its growth potential. Now coming to the Godrej negative ROE and profit margin of -4.25 and -4.01 respectively highlight a significant operational and profitability challenges. Despite this, a high PE ratio of 68.42 indicates that investors are still optimistic about its future performance, possibly due to its product innovation and expansion strategies. Coming to the last key player in the Indian FMCG industry, which is Britannia. It is a leader in a food and bakery segment and has demonstrated strong shareholder returns with an ROE of 57.25%. While its profit margin are lower compared to its competitors, Britannia has a steady growth and consistent returns, which makes it a stable player. And its strong historical performance is reflected in cumulative return of 649.77%.
The key players in the US FMCG sector. We have 5 major companies, namely P&G, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Unilever, and Mondelez International. Starting with Procter & Gamble, it leads with a market cap of $407.64 billion, boasting a very healthy 30.67 return on equity. Its profit margin is 17.7% and the operating profit margin stands at 22.07%, reflecting its very strong financial stability. Next, Coca-Cola has a market cap of $306.99 billion with a profit margin of 23.42%, making it very highly profitable. Its ROE is an impressive 42.82%, showcasing strong shareholder returns. Pepsi has a slightly lower market cap than Coca-Cola at $243.46 billion, but it leads in ROE with 50.90%, though its profit margin is at 9.92%, indicating higher operational cost. Unilever comes next with an operating profit margin of 32.85%, which is the highest among the group, signifying its operational efficiency. However, it lacks ROE data. Finally, the Mondelez International stands out with $99.36 billion market cap and a balanced approach, having a 17.96% ROE and 13.77% profit margin, solidifying its position in the market.
Now we will be discussing about the role of cost leadership in the FMCG industry. Now we'll be seeing that how ITC is using these concepts in the FMCG industry. Now, large-scale procurement of raw materials such as tobacco, wheat, and paper enables ITC to obtain cost advantages. Vertically integrated supply chains reduce reliance on external suppliers and allow for cost reductions across different business areas like FMCG, hotels, agriculture. ITC spreads fixed costs across its multiple business divisions, enabling lower production cost per unit. Now, second, economies of learning. How ITC is using it is continuously processing and learning through curve effects across its product lines, especially in established sectors like FMCG and agriculture. Long-term operations in these sectors enable ITC to accumulate expertise, leading to reduced errors and improved efficiency. The production techniques in which ITC invests are highly innovative and automation, which helps reduce manual labor cost. The company has advanced production technologies in its paper and packaging divisions, contributing to the more efficient production methods. Another key concept which ITC is using is product design. It emphasizes innovative product design with a focus on cost-efficient and environmentally friendly production, especially in packaging. Simplified designs and sustainable products in its paper and FMCG sectors contribute to reducing product costs while appealing to modern consumer preferences for sustainability. Input cost. ITC secures long-term contracts with agricultural suppliers, ensuring cost-effective sourcing for key raw materials. Vertical integration in the paper and packaging segments helps ITC reduce dependence on external suppliers, lowering input cost. The company benefits from non-unionized labor and cost-effective sourcing from low-cost regions, further reducing the operational expenses. Utilization of capacity is the main part on which ITC focuses, as adjusting capacity efficiently to balance peak and off-peak seasons. The company also makes quick adjustment in production capacity based on market demand, especially to FMCG products. Now coming to the residual efficiency, ITC fosters a strong organizational culture focused on minimizing inefficiency and reducing wastage. Motivated management teams and efficient resource allocation across its business divisions help ITC reduce overhead and administrative costs. The company's emphasis on vertical integration, long-term sourcing strategies, and sustainable product design ensures it stays ahead of competitors by consistently driving down costs while maintaining product quality and innovation.
Talk about differentiation leadership, which is very critical in the FMCG sector, and it is also very important for staying ahead of the curve. This strategy focuses on developing products or services that set a company apart from its competitors. Now let's explore the key aspects of differentiation within FMCG sector. First is product innovation. This involves driving innovation through creative, unique methods to meet consumer needs in a new way. For instance, Unilever's Dove redefined beauty standards by focusing on real beauty, differentiating itself from other beauty brands. Through innovative approaches, companies can make a long-lasting impression on consumers by addressing their evolving preferences and demands. Next is brand identity, a key factor that helps establish a distinct presence in the market. A strong brand identity creates an emotional connection with the consumers, fostering loyalty. Successful companies incorporate values like sustainability or inclusivity to resonate with modern consumers. By developing an identity that aligns with consumers' beliefs, brands can create long-lasting bonds that keep a customer coming back. Finally, focusing on niche market. Focusing on niche market is the last part of differentiation. This involves targeting specific demographics that have limited competition, allowing brands to own a segment of market. Nivea Men, for example, Nivea Men, for example, carved out a presence in men's grooming sector by focusing exclusively on men's skincare needs. By specializing in a niche, brands can stand out in a crowded marketplace and meet unique consumer demands. To sum up, through product innovation, strong brand identity, and niche focus, FMCG companies can build loyalty, boost sales, and maintain a competitive edge.
Now let's discuss the value chain of ITC. So value chain of ITC can break down into 6 key areas. That is, number 1 is purchasing of raw material. ITC sources from both domestic and international suppliers and leverage bulk purchasing to reduce its cost. Number 2 is R&D of end product development. ITC invests heavily in innovation through constant product development, accepting global trends and commit to sustainability. Number 3 is manufacturing and production. Efficiency is a priority for the ITC production plants with a focus on innovation, automation, and to reduce its labor cost. Number 4 is testing and quality control. ITC maintains stringent quality checks and regulatory compliance, ensuring product safety, especially for the FMCG industry. Number 5 is inventory of finished product. It focuses on cost-effective warehousing, managing demand fluctuations, and reducing transport costs. Number 6 is sales and marketing. ITC marketing strategy include advertising across multiple channels, that is using social media domains as well as the mass media advertising and building a strong sales force. Number 7 is distribution after sales. Finally, ITC logistic networks support efficient transportation, dealer management, and after-sales service, ensuring customer supports even post-purchase.